everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time to continue the Scholasticate quest. Hello there, Gaetel. What are we doing today? Gaetel looks at us with bright eyes and a familiar face, who is blatantly flipping us off in the preview. I must take my leave and return to the cathedral. Matthew, it has been a pleasure. Madame Lancy, I sincerely hope you shall consider my offer to meet with the headmistress. Helene's blessings be upon you both. Alright then, onwards to the Scholasticate. Let's go see what we can do to help out around there. Thankfully, the doorway is now open to us basically anytime, I believe. Madame Lancy, yes? Sister Gaetel was hopeful you would come and visit. She awaits you inside. We should be able to just head in whenever we want now. To think there are those who would try to sully the reputation of the church. Meanwhile, I can do naught but spend countless hours poring over these books. I still have much to learn of the doctrine if this is true, but the clergy will not be subject to suspicion or ridicule after I take the cloth. Arrogant, and also you are talking to the person who caused this mess. I mean, arguably the mess was caused by Thornton and his ancestors, but what is going on here? Why does this look like bullying? Or at least harassment? Madame Lancy, it seems Helene has answered my prayer that you would visit our halls. Yeah, I'm only too happy to help. Y'all were just as much victims of all this shit as the rest of Ishgard. It's not fair that the students in particular are taking a bunch of the blame. Fury take me, must we revise the entire curriculum? Screw it, let's go for it. Though I do still teach on occasion, my primary responsibilities are now administrative, as I serve directly under Headmistress Elviane. Her knowledge of the Enchiridion is without peer, and it is well that His Eminence appointed her to oversee the Scholasticate. However, owing to her age, she is unable to attend to all her duties. Her absence is felt most keenly in these chaotic times when we must reevaluate the veracity of our entire doctrine, when seminarians and clergy dare not travel unescorted for fear of coming to harm. By the Fury, where in the hells have my nephew got to? What kind of place is this? St. Endelium's Scholasticate is where God-fearing men and women come to seek a proper theological education. Non-binaries are excluded. Traditionally, our seminarians would be expected to study a diverse range of subjects, from the fundamentals of Ishgardian theology to the intricacies of canon law. However, due to the recent revelations concerning church doctrine, we are currently re-evaluating our entire curriculum. At this point in time, it is difficult to say what changes will be made. At the very least, I should expect the Trivium and the Quadrivium to remain, but the administration is somewhat divided on other subjects. I have no doubt that the headmistress and I are sensitive to the people's concerns. We wish only to educate and guide them. Alright, Gaetel, I'm ready to meet. Madame Lancy, welcome to the Scholasticate. I appreciate you coming all this way, but I'm afraid the headmistress is not here at the moment. She has taken leave to rest. Forgive me, but I must ask you to meet with her another day. It is truly a pity, as I too was looking forward to her audience with you. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Father Bruvagnan. I have heard much about you from Sister Gaetel. In the headmistress's absence, I have been charged with tending to myriad administrative matters. While that would ordinarily constitute as simply waxing the seal to a pile of parchments, I have been forced to take a more hands-on approach. The deputy headmaster and I were just discussing a rather troubling event which occurred soon after our students' encounter in the Broom, and we fear it may be connected. Madame Lancy, you are familiar with the statue of Saint Valeroyant? The one in the center of the forum. House Zumail's stonemasons have been working on chiseling a new head, and one of our students has been tasked with overseeing their work. Unfortunately, this student has since reported that the piece has vanished from the artisan's workshop. Given that it has little monetary value, Father Bruvagnan and I cannot help but wonder if... if the culprit bears a grudge towards the student. Briardian, Consulting Inspector at your service. Satora, what brings you here of all places? Oh, don't tell me. You were the hero that the students have been murmuring about. I cannot say I am surprised. You are acquainted with my nephew, Madame Lancy. Well, okay then. Yes, mine uncle. You could say our paths have crossed. More than once. An idea occurs to me. Satora is an adventurer of exceptional skill in combat and deduction both. Pray, allow me to appoint her as my assistant. No, associate in my work here at the Scholasticate. A prolonged association is like to raise more than a few eyebrows, if not invite criticism. While I understand your concern, I am willing to trust Briardian's judgment. Madame Lancy has shown nothing but compassion towards our students. At least permit me her company in ascertaining the piece's whereabouts. You may judge the value of our association afterwards. Very well, but no one is to speak of this to the headmistress. I will allow Madame Lancy to accompany you, but only for the duration of the investigation. And for the love of the Fury, be discreet. Excellent. Come, Satora, our first course of action will be to question the student responsible for overseeing the statue's restoration. They even have the same glasses pushing habit. Amazing. Your friendship with Briardian may be a blessing in disguise. I hope you will find the missing piece soon. I pray the Fury will give you the speed to solve this conundrum before the headmistress returns. So, Briardian! Hello, old friend! You may have been misled earlier into believing that this would be the Hildebrand quest. Back when I was first introducing it, given I said, old friends, people we haven't seen in a while, something I was very excited to get to. And you know how I blatantly angled the camera at Nashu. Yes, I am explaining the joke. I did that on purpose because I'm an asshole. Also, it was just too easy. It was positioned too perfectly. But no, we are indeed having a Briardian questline, separate from Hildebrand. Soot and white pumice dust. We have our boy. The Omniscient? Well, okay, overseeing, fair enough. Madame Lancy, a pleasant surprise to see you once more. Praise be to Helone. So we're actually here about the missing head of the statue. So you are asking after the statue piece. I made sure to lock the workshop door, so I don't understand how it could have been taken. But worry not, I take full responsibility and will personally see it returned. That won't be necessary. Inspector Briardian at your service. I am told you were recently harassed by several ruffians in the broom, and I suspect they may be responsible for this theft. What can you tell me about these men? Nothing, Inspector. I had never seen them before in my life. And besides, why would they want to steal the statue piece? It makes no sense. In any event, as I said, the responsibility is mine and mine alone. Now, if you would excuse me. Admirable sense of responsibility notwithstanding, he's clearly hiding something. I could fill you in if you want. Satora, I think we may find our answers in Foundation. While I make inquiries in the broom, I ask that you keep an eye on the forum. Many miscreants are wont to delight in their misdeeds, and this one may be drawn to the statue. Briardian, I was literally there when we were in the broom. I could fill you in on... Okay, well, I guess he's not going to find out that they are, in fact, old childhood friends. And there's tension there. Which, granted, isn't much, but it does at least fill in a few probably relevant details, it seems. Alright, onwards to the forum. Let's go investigate. Oh, goody! Ben's out here! You again? I told you not to meddle in my affairs. Away with you! Do you understand? I don't think this is gonna... this is not a good idea. Madame Lancy, how did you... I suppose I should be honest with you. I am certain the stolen piece is in that crate. I know you are helping the inspector, but I beg you, let me try to reason with Ben first. Ben, please return the statue piece and all shall be forgiven. You do understand the consequences of what you are doing. Defiling a saint's monument is a serious crime. When Father Choiseau read us stories at the orphanage, you loved the ones about Saint Valorant. Valorant? Do you not wish to see the statue restored? Saint Valorant. God, why? Ishgardian names! Why are they so hard for me? Saint Valorant, an azure dragoon who drew the Great Worm away from Ishgard. For all we know, that too was a lie. The Holy See and the bloody Highborn deceived us, Theo. They built their fortunes on our backs, but you would willingly believe those lies if it meant a chance at a better life for yourself. Okay, that's fair. I knew you were the one behind this. You've been following Theo and me ever since we met in the Broom. Be careful, Satora. He's not going to give it up without a fight. Oh my god, we just draw our fucking gun on him! Wait, all of you! I still believe Ben will do what's right. There you go again, turning up your nose and spewing shite as if you're one of them. Don't you see? I am doing what's right. I'm ridding us of these false heroes. Bah, keep your bloody head and your librarian lessons filled with lies. Believe them if you want. You're just as bad as the rest. He is right to be angry. I dreamt of teaching our people to walk in Helone's grace. But when the scripture itself has been called into question, how am I to find my own way? Whatever should I do? Well, you can always forge your own path. If the lessons are wrong, make new lessons. My own path? You mean, interpret the scripture on my own? A different approach to our faith, to be sure, but mayhap you have the right of it. And we just invented Protestantism. Incredible. Forgive me, Ben, but I have come too far to give up now. If Helone's teachings have been distorted by man's hand, then by man's hand must they be redeemed. That's all well and good, but we won't change Ishgard by standing around in the snow. At least Ben left us a statue piece. We'd best return it before that prize peacock starts squawking to the deputy headmaster. Will you come too, Satora? I'm sure he'll appreciate your help in retrieving it. I appreciate and respect that you don't want your old friend to get in trouble. It's very respectable of you. Honorable, too. Can we still find him in the Broom, or is he left? I'm gonna go check real quick. If he's not there, I'll meet you back with Bruvagnon. Unfortunately, I could not find Briardian, probably because he's already back here. Theo already explained everything. We recovered the statue piece, and that's what matters. Well, that is that. All's well that ends well, yes? I see you found the boy and the missing statue piece. Care to share with us the details? Theo, how much do you want said? Madame Lancy, I see you've returned as well. Lee and Theo Massent have just finished explaining to me what happened. I thank you for your help in resolving this matter swiftly. But there appears to be something missing. Satora, pray tell, what became of the suspect? Surely these two wish to seek justice for the theft. Those two will tell you not, Inspector, for they are the culprits whom you seek. Allow me to shed some light on this troubling situation. As a son of House of Mail, it pained me to learn that our artisan's precious work had been spirited away, so I saw fit to conduct my own investigation. I followed Lee at a distance, only to find him and his friend consorting with the culprit. Camaraderie among orphans of the broom is to be expected, but to steal a saint's head so they may retrieve it to prove their merits? And such desperation that they would desecrate a tome in this matter. You would expect a seminarian to treat any holy text with the utmost care, even if they are but children's stories. Piss off, you piggish whoreson! Satora was there, she'll tell you you're wrong. Enough, you will all conduct yourselves with decorum as befits seminarians. Lee, we will discuss penance for your foul language anon. Are you kidding me? Father Bruvagnon, if I may, the next time the Scholasticate apportions work with the sacred monuments, pray entrust the task to me. I am certain the artisans of my house would be at ease knowing that their work was in cleaner, more dependable hands. And as for my ignoble peers, if the comprehension of advanced scripture is still beyond you, such that you require a tattered tome of children's lessons, then allow me to procure for you a new copy with mine own coin. You need not thank me. House of Mail prides itself on its charity to the deprived. My tome, if you would! Oof. Just how long are you planning on lying there? You're completely hopeless. Thank you, Blazy. Oh my god, her crush is so obvious. She's so adorable. God, this is what happens when you let him walk all over you. It'll be a miracle if we're not branded heretics by the end of this term. Lee, Theomosent, consider this a warning. You were saved this time solely by Madame Lancey's integrity and the grace of the Fury. But I will not turn a blind eye if you continue to fraternize with questionable company. Can we please explain to him what actually happened? Please, I know it'll get your childhood friend in trouble, but like, you cannot screw over your futures like this. Explain that it's someone you knew in childhood. You have empathy for their situation because it's they've been dealt a shitty hand. The insurmountable wall between the highborn and lowborn. I wonder, did our ancestors build it brick by brick? Or was it fate which drove us apart? And where shall we go from here? Well, that was a pretty thorough introduction to the high school politics of the Scholasticate. Jesus! Excellent work, Satora. I had no doubts that you would rise to the challenge. I don't like how this is going already. These poor kids. Madame Lancey, I must apologize for the behavior of my students. They have been at each other's throats since the revelations came to light. As for your performance, you have surpassed my expectations, and I will allow you to assist Briardian in his work at the Scholasticate. Well done. If I may be so bold, Uncle, though I have but arrived, and this is the only case you have had me investigate thus far, I must say that I found it a rather waste of my talents. While theft is indeed a serious matter, I cannot help but wonder if this was merely some pretense. Surely you had a more pressing problem? An astute observation. I expected nothing less. There is indeed another matter I should discuss with you and your newly appointed associate. Well then, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, we're going to take a brief break to check in on the Vanu, on the Gundu tribe, and then we'll come back here to continue this storyline. Find out what Briardian has been brought here to do. I will see everyone next time for that.